Hi and welcome back to Designer Plays. This is Cities by Design, episode 3. We have a lot to get through in this episode, but first let's pop down our fire station before we go on to the main task of upgrading our intersections so they're ready as we grow the city. First we have to delete everything we drew before. They were fine as we started, but as we grow they're not really going to be good enough. I will just try and get a centre point so that we can make a roundabout. This intersection is going to have an overpass so that we can allow traffic to easily flow underneath. Going to make a relatively large roundabout in this section. Thinking about the growth of this city, this could become quite a big intersection. We could have the collecting road go across the water to the next side. I will just upgrade this road quickly. And really, I usually forget, so I should brace this roundabout. And there we go. Building all of these roads with the dirt roads, in case we have to go back and it's just cheaper. Not that money's a problem now, we've got past that. I am using Anarchy here. I guess on the mod front this is going to be a lightly modded series. I didn't want to restrict myself to no mods in this first series. So we're now raising all this highway. It's easier to just start with another one block straight line so that we can get this curve exactly how we want it. We can match it up on both sides. Lining these up with where the curve ended before so we get the perfect curve. We'll do the same, we'll bring one block and raise it. Get the perfect curve and match it up on the other side. There we go. And these give cars plenty of space to come off before they get onto the roundabout to avoid any backup. We'll upgrade these as well, and we're just about there with this one. Need to move these wind turbines. I've had it a few times where the move it mod just vanishes. I must be hitting a key somewhere. If anyone knows what that key is, I would appreciate you putting it in the comments below. A little bit of an issue with this one off ramp. We'll just delete it and redraw it. Overall, I'm quite happy with this intersection. It should stand us in good stead moving forward. We will quickly join this collecting road onto the dirt road that we had there before, which will allow us to progress into growing our city by developing a second neighbourhood for this vacant section of land. I find it easiest just to draw the straight lines first to a corner point and then go back and make the curves from there. Okay, that looks good to me. We will just reconnect our power lines and everything is good to go. This original neighbourhood is still quite boring. We haven't really done any beautification. We'll have to do it in an upcoming episode. But for now we'll move our wind turbines just anywhere will do. And I also want to connect the industry area, the current industry area, over to our original neighbourhood. I don't want this intersection to look the same as further down the road. I think we'll go underground and make tunnels for this one. And then we'll bring our connecting road directly across on the surface. As you can see, I've sped up the video for this one. It did take a little bit of trial and error. I always find the biggest trouble I have is these off ramps, especially on a curve. It takes quite a bit of trial and error to get something that looks good. In this intersection I'm going to have a roundabout on either side. They will be quite small, but hopefully sufficient. I wasn't really happy with where the tunnels began. I wanted the tunnels to start closer to the connecting road, as this would allow me to do a bit more with the off-ramps to improve the look of them. Just to improve this area, a minute little bit of terraforming, if you can call it that. I'm just going to even out these tunnel entrances. And I'm much happier that these straight lines are all correctly aligned. I think that looks much better. I think that this is going to make our off-ramps a lot easier. And we've connected these. I do hope that these will be long enough as this road gets busier. The Move It mod's a bit of a lifesaver. You can tweak these very easily. But not quite easy enough. Have to redraw. Yeah, still not happy with these lines. I will go at quite a slow pace during these videos. Do let me know how you feel about that. If you'd like me to speed up sections, if I'm going too fast on other parts, just leave that in the comments. Yep, this left off ramp is really being quite stubborn. Hopefully we can nail it on the next one. Okay, Move It mod. Move It mod's managed to do the trick. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Make sure everything's gone the right way. Yeah, cheeky little problem underneath the ground. I think this one's just about there. We just have to connect it to our original neighbourhood. We'll bring it straight in for now. And we'll just upgrade these to 2-lane highways. And as we have access to the 3-lane highways, we'll upgrade them as well. We'll just improve the speed of our roads. Using a bit of lane mathematics, where the 3 lanes come down to 2 lanes, where the off-roads come. Trying to keep things working efficiently. Again, we do have to keep an eye on this one, as the roundabout's maybe too small. We'll do the same with our other intersection, and we'll upgrade these to 2 lane. And correct these back to being slip roads. Okay, looks much better. Eventually we'll raise more of this highway so that we can have roads from the neighbourhoods joining underneath. Should allow us to reduce the traffic somewhat. Yep, just keeping an eye on these as we add in some pedestrian access. There's got to be a lot of people working in this industrial area at the moment. And if we can try and reduce the amount of people taking the car, we can again improve the traffic. Just turn off all the snaps. Hopefully allow us to make this a bit easier. I do think that including this pedestrian access really adds something to the city. So we'll have to make sure we go back through the original neighbourhood and make sure that paths are added between the houses and really try to increase that pedestrian flow. This looks okay, but I do want to use Move It mod to get it closer to the road. what bugs me about this is having it only on one side. So I'm definitely going to put one on the other side of the road. We'll just mimic what we have here. As we go through these episodes, I think we'll go at quite a slow pace and we'll try and make each area that we do look as good as possible, rather than trying to make this say as big as possible, as quickly as possible. It will only get more difficult to go back and correct areas that I'm not 100% happy with later on. Yep, this pedestrian access is looking much better now, but it's lacking one thing. I think it needs a connection somewhere, so people can easily get across the road. And I think we'll pop that straight in the middle. Bit of symmetry. Yep, that's perfect. Okay, I'm happy with that. If you would have done something differently, please add it to the comments below. I'd love to hear how you think you can improve this. I'm sure there's definitely ways to improve this. If there's one thing you certainly get used to as a designer, it's feedback and revisions. You constantly have to be looking back at your own projects and making sure they're the best possible version. And you also have the client's feedback and revisions that comes from that on top. So I'd definitely love to hear what you would do differently in the parts that we've done here. Okay, at the moment it seems to be functioning okay. We just needed some more power, so we'll quickly do that in this episode. Just put it next to the other one. So I'm pretty happy with the original neighbourhood and the intersections that we've just made. I would like to just raise the height of this intersection. Looking at it, this is the minimum you can go, but if you look closely then the lampposts are actually taller than the road. And for me that is a bit of a problem. Also the layout of these posts is a bit of an issue, not being aligned, so corrected that. Yep, this looks good. Just some minor alterations to the slope. Raise it a little bit more till we're happy. Oh, a little bit of an issue with that off-ramp, which we'll quickly correct. Move It mod's gonna come to the saviour again. Perfect. And you can see towards where we will be potentially extending that collecting road across the water. Just towards those mountains. Yeah, I think the slopes here is looking good. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I would love to hear what you'd have done differently. Please leave that in the comments below. If you did like it, please leave a like. This content will continue to come. Please subscribe if you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode.